I've been heavy on this for weeks now. We know that teams are going to put their big man on Asar Thompson in the playoffs. We know that's what's going to happen. They are going to roam off of Asar in the playoffs. They need to test out some things at the second half of the season. Like, okay, we know this is what we're seeing. This is the coverage we're going to see. How can we counter this? Do we put Asar on ball and have Cade come off those pin downs on the weak side corner when he comes off like an Isaiah Stewart pin down? Now you're already flowing to the rim and try to force that defender to guard Asar because he has the ball in his hands. So you use him more as a screener. Do you use him more as a DHO guy? Like, stuff like that is just really what I'm looking forward to. I want to see them test some of these things out. And I know Trajan said that he doesn't really know what's going to happen in the playoffs. We don't know yet. We don't know if they're this great or can they win a championship, all this stuff, whatever. And that's all true. But I think we do have some answers right now or some questions we know the answer to that maybe you might want to change it up. Like, for example, like I said, we know that teams are going to put bigs on Asar. How do you plan to counter that? We know Cade's going to get trapped a ton. How do you plan to counter that? Use this time to do it. Can you move Cade off the ball a little more? Let's test that throughout the rest of the season. Can you trust Herter? Can you trust Sasser? Should you put Paul Reed in the lineup a little bit more? Should you change like stuff like that needs to be all prep for the playoffs. So when you get to the playoffs, you're not just doing random stuff that you don't really have any data for. And you're like, I don't know if this is going to work, but let's just try it. Like, you would like to have some of that data going into the playoffs for sure.
100%. And I think the SR point's also really interesting because he's someone in the last, like, honestly, couple of weeks, I felt like we've seen a lot more in terms of on ball reps. I feel like we've seen a lot more confidence in him and honestly, I thought he's looked a lot better on the ball than he had at certain points this far this season, just because I think it was this time last year where Asar kind of had that stretch right when Dennis Schroeder was first getting to the team, or right when they were going to make that trade, where he started to get a lot of on ball reps in terms of creating and finishing at the rim as well. And I feel like we started to see a little bit more of that. So that's also something I'm really hoping to see more of is Asar on ball.
Yeah, I think that, to me, I know that I'm the SAR guy, but I do think that that's the biggest question they got to answer, because these playoffs, they can't be your answer to teams putting a big on a SAR cannot be this year. Just take him off the floor and have what happened last year in the series against the Knicks, where you just severely dominate his minutes and you lose the minutes without a SAR, and you have to take him off the floor at the end of games, and now their star goes off. Like, you have to find some kind of answer. I think there's some answers you can go to, but they have to try to find those, because if the answer in the playoffs is, well, JB, just sit Asar,